Now, I did do a couple of updates when it came to previous videos that I was working on, but I wanted to make sure that I was capable of doing like another video, another update video. And as like the schedules and everything's going on, I'm just so overloaded with like things to do. And I have, if you guys don't know, I have another camera channel, and I just bought this new camera. This is called the R5 Mark II. This is a camera that came out on my sister's birthday, August 20th. And it's pretty popular. It's actually very popular. A lot of people like to use this camera and report on this camera on YouTube. So I was doing that as well and testing it. And then when I was testing it, I had so many videos that are like, oh, I found this new feature. I gotta make sure I get it out there, and making sure everyone's updated. And I got like so excited. It really took away from my let's just say my ability to kind of focus on the gaming videos. And I've got a number of screens right on me in front of me so that I can see if there's anyone who's watching and in live chat. Hello everyone. I just felt like playing a classic game. Now let me take you a little bit back to why I wanted to play Sonic 2 today. And if you're new to this channel, definitely consider subscribing. I like to talk about games, old games that come back to life, or get remakes or things like that, and then some gaming news and other content too. And like today, I'm just gonna live stream Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now this game was my very first Sega Genesis game. I wasn't old enough to buy a Sega Genesis, but my parents were like amazing. They decided to take my sister and I out to a store called Nobody Beats the Wiz. And this was, I live in Jersey, so this was a long time ago. Hello, Red Reno Heavens. That definitely nice to see you. Delulu, always a pleasure. Say hi to Riley for me. And one of the things that was special about that day was that, first of all, I used to have like dreams about owning a console. Now let me kind of like mute this. Okay, that's muted for now. So sorry, it was kind of distracting to me. So one of the things that was special about that particular Christmas is that for like 2 years I had dreamed of wanting and getting a Sega Genesis. Like somebody give me like $150 or $130, whatever it was at the time, because I wanted a Sega Genesis. All my friends in school had a Genesis or a Super Nintendo at that time, and I was still rocking a Sega Master System. Now, I'm proud of that fact that I never owned a Nintendo console. To this day, I have never purchased a Nintendo console. Now, I will say that someone bought a Nintendo console for me. What's going on, Camille? What's going on, Thorsten? Someone purchased one for me, but I never bought a game. Never, ever bought a Nintendo product at all. Now, I have played Nintendo games, of course, but you know, like the Super Mario series, I've definitely played. I've gone over cousin's house, played it there. Sometimes borrowed a Super Nintendo, borrowed a Nintendo, and played it. So I still got to play the games. But to this day, that's kind of one of my things. It's almost like a hex. Like no Nintendo games for me, or no Nintendo consoles for me. Not a single one. I know that's unusual, but it is the way it is, because I always carried the Sega flag forever to this day. Shenmue, and I do not have any new Shenmue news for you guys today, but I definitely carry the Sega flag forever. Sega. But back then, again, I wanted that Sega Genesis, and my parents knew that. They knew that for a fact. So my sister, Gigi, she was like, you know, wanting a Christmas gift for her too. And her and I were talking. I was like, why don't we get together and do like a combined gift, because I want a Genesis, so we could get one. We could get one together. That would be awesome. I actually still have it here in this very room. Let me see if I can reach out for it. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. So I just, oh man, that hurt my left arm. Okay, that was quite painful. But so my parents bought what took us to Nobody Beats the Wiz, an old store, And they were like, we're gonna buy you what you guys want. So what is it that you want? And I'm like, oh, this is so good, so good. And I told my parents, buy me, buy us, because my sister was there. I was like, buy us a Sega CD. And they were like, what is that? I was like, oh, don't worry about it, just buy it. Now at the time, you couldn't buy a Sega CD standalone. Although there was a CDX, that was rare and hard to find, and actually I do have one of those too, which is a Sega Genesis and a Sega CD combined. But you couldn't get that at the store that we were at. So we were just walking around the store, and I was like, there it is, there it is. And I was like, Mom, but it comes in two parts. We have to get the Genesis and the Sega CD. They don't work alone. She's like, what? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay. So here I am with a big smile. Now the Genesis box, it was a Genesis Model 2. It was in a red box. And the Sega CD was in a blue box. And this was the Sega CD Model 2 as well. This is because the Model 1s had already been done with. And the Genesis Model 1s were done as well. So on that day, in 1993, this was like early December 1993, they bought me this console. The Genesis and the Sega CD. It cost over $360 back then, with that, which I think, when it comes to inflation, it's well over $500. Do I have anything in here? No, it's empty because I put everything in my CDX. So it was an amazing buy. I mean, everyone used to make fun of me for not having a Genesis. So when I walk in and I'm like, hey guys, I got a Sega CD, it was nuts. It was nuts. So that was a special memory for me. I'll always hold it as something that actually meant a lot. Now, with that experience, consoles back then, there weren't like free downloads or anything like that. It didn't connect to the internet. So this Genesis came with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Not for resale. It had a big not for resale sign. I still have that as well. It's put away, but I'm not about to reach out for that. My arm hurts enough. But and the Sega CD game came with a game called Sewer Shark, which a lot of people were not into these like digital pictures, like games that where you're pretty much playing a movie. But I loved it. Sewer Shark was like amazing. It's what we used to call like infinite graphics at that time, because there's nothing that the Sega CD can't visually represent to you. Even though when I was waiting for the Sega CD and Sega Genesis to unbox, they had it clearly said on the box, up to 64 colors at the same time from a 512 color palette. And I'm like, that doesn't seem like a lot. And I knew that the Super Nintendo would do 32,000 colors. So I was just kind of like, all right. But it still was an amazing console, and one game that displayed a lot of colors and a lot of great music and great animation was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, a pack-in game that we're going to play off the Sonic Origins version off of Steam. So there are a couple enhancements like widescreen and other things like that, which I wanted to play with you guys because it's kind of a nostalgic kick, and it's also just a way of me showing anyone who's played it with me, just kind of reliving those moments of playing the game. But I had a special way. Now, I played this because it was my only game for like a long time. I played it every day, and I basically beat it every day. And by memory, I still know the codes. So there were a lot of codes back then that you can enter into these games. Like Sonic 1 had the level select, which was up, down, left, right. Then hold A and press start. After you hear the cling from the ring collection, there's your level select. But Sonic 2 had some easier to pull off codes. If you did 1965 917, that would get you the level select in the sound test from Sonic 2. From there, you go into the sound test in the level select, and you type 19921124. That would get you debug code, and then if you type 4, if you select 4126, that would get you Supersonic automatically. I'm doing this off, I haven't looked up anything, I'm not looking anywhere that's telling me these codes. To this day, since I was a kid, I memorized them from childhood. But I also got to appreciate the special stages in Sonic 2 because Sonic 1s were next to impossible. Let me pay attention to the chats right now to see what's going on. Don Sabo, thanks for becoming a new subscriber. Appreciate that. Delulu, Sega, awesome. Reno Heaven, Streets of Rage and Sonic 3 was big favorite on my Mega Drive, Sega Genesis in Europe. Yeah, Mega Drive, Sonic 3 and Knuckles was amazing, but I played a lot of Sonic 3 independently without the add-on cartridge. And Sonic 3 itself, level select, up, up, down, down, up, 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 up. And with that code that you would have to do as Sonic is jumping in, like through the ring, that you had to do it so fast and so perfectly to get it right. So I would reset the Genesis over and over and over again until I did up, up, down, down, up, 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 up in a certain pattern. And I would get it a lot. So I would just do crazy things with Sonic 3. Sonic 3 and Knuckles made that code so much easier, which I was grateful for. But I don't remember that one as well by memory because I didn't discover that until the days of the internet, which is kind of sad. So Sega CD Model 2 was good. The downside to Sega CD Model 2, I will say that, and this was my fault, is that it was wider, it was cool. I did like the tray from the original model, which is what I always was envious of. Model 2 was good, it was loud, and unfortunately, I connected a bad power source, like that had too much voltage, when I broke my original power cord because that thing was flimsy for the Sega CD. When I connected it and turned it on, it blew the circuit on the Sega CD, causing it never to work again. That's why I have a CDX. I still kept the Model 2, but it doesn't work at all. The Genesis still works, but the circuit blew on my Sega CD Model 2, which still breaks my heart. Hello, Devin. Nice to see you. You just beat the good ending of Sonic CD without getting any of the time stones. I recently did that too, on the mobile version of Sega CD, the one that was redone, of course. And that was an experience as well because getting the time stones, I've done it now. I've gotten all the time stones and gotten the good ending too. But I think it's a different but interesting challenge to beat it, get the good ending by actually defeating all those like bad, I guess, machines in each pass level and then going and beating every level. Like that's a lot more exploration, and I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, I've talked a ton. I wanted to see you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys and have that back and forth conversation. You guys are awesome. But now let's get into Sonic 2. You guys are going to see how I used to play it. And I'm going to try to collect all the Chaos Emeralds as well. I may or may not do good, but we'll see. But to this, for me, it's like such like muscle memory to play this game. It's incredible. So I'm going to start it up again. Let's go to full screen mode so that you can see the game, less of me. And let's go to, I'm going to play anniversary mode because I'm going to just start from the beginning. I'm going to play anniversary mode because this mode has the widescreen, and that's the version I prefer to play. So let's go. Now this story is new. It was in the manual. So this story actually took place in the manual. And they're playing the Mystic Ruins song in the beginning. That's pretty interesting. But Tails was known as Miles Prower, even in the manual. And even in the game, it says Miles Tails Prower, or Miles Prower Tails, something like that. It's a funny name. His name is Miles Prower. Funny joke. But let's go. Sega. Let's go. I want to put in the codes. I wish I could put in the codes, but I can't. Let me get this mouse icon out of the way. It's just press the start button. No option. And we're going... Oh, we can still play as Knuckles. I forgot about that. Even though it says clear, I might have cleared the game with Sonic and Tails. I do not want to play a cleared version because I don't want them to give me all the emeralds. So I'm just going to play as Sonic. Okay, I'm going to clear the save data. Sonic 2. Here we go. Oh, wait. I didn't want to start that. Okay, let's restart. Start from the beginning. I didn't want to start from the middle. Let's go. Now, I will say this. A lot of people like the original song from Sonic, the original Sonic the Hedgehog. But I prefer Sonic Emerald Hill Zone instead of Green Hill Zone song. It just hit me in all the feels. Got me in the right places. So normally I can speed through this game pretty fast. I pretty much know where everything is, where to go to get the maximum amount of rings, everything. But I'm not going to do that because I want to get all the emeralds. And if I want all the emeralds, I gotta be methodical because you get the emeralds by jumping in through here. So let's go. And I love the way these special stages look, but I also have the way they used to look was also pretty special to me. But this is, I think the new versions are a lot easier because the new version is just easier to see the rings. It's easier to see through it without it being so slow frame rate. Like the frame rate here is just much improved to see this. So let's go. Now I don't have this memorized. I used to. I used to know like every single move from the special stages, like where to go for to get all the rings and make sure that you don't fail. But I thought this was such an amazing like spin on like the special stages themselves. So yeah, I will probably fail, not this one, but most of the new ones. Not the new ones, but like the later stages. They might take me a couple of tries because I'm just used to like the first special stage. Like I'm playing with one hand. And it's just fine. It's easy. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I also played and beat Sonic 2 on the Genesis collection. I'd rather prefer other first levels like Windmill, Task, Tropical Resort, Angel Island. And yeah, I you know what? I think probably my preference revolves around the fact that this was my only video game for like the longest time. So that's a lot of it. And that's why I was so passionate about this. But I will say, Delulu, they're ring placements, not coin placements. I'm so, like, a lot of Mario fans back in the day too, and that also had a Sega Genesis would say, oh, you know, get the coins, but it's like they're not coins, they're rings. So being a Sega fan, I'm like, oh, you call it a coin, I'm coming for you. But occasionally I found myself messing up. But you call it a coin. But I mean, the fact that you know all the ring placements is pretty cool. That I find respectful, especially after so many years. You waited for the correction, huh? Alright. Here we go. 100 rings. Now, if you have Tails, they make you collect more rings on these ring collection missions. And if Tails gets hit, you lose 10 rings. which was annoying because that's a PC like mess up, which was like unfair. But the way I saw it is that if you're good, you're gonna get rings without Tails' help. More often than not, I was helped by Tails getting the rings that I needed. Alright, so we're 2 Chaos Emeralds in, and it's still early on in the gameplay. So we're not doing too bad so far. After I get all the Chaos Emeralds, which I hope it's not too long, I'm going to just like burn through this game pretty quickly and show you not how I speedrun, but now you see that I pretty much have every single ring that I collected, I have, but I also get to recollect the rings, like they regenerated, and that was not fun. They regenerated, so I can collect even more rings. Ugh, what am I doing? And actually get a higher ring count than rings that were actually placed on stage. And that in itself is, again, everything I'm doing right now is pure instinct based off of what I know and what I was used to. I passed a bunch of secrets down there, but I definitely want to get that goalpost. But everything is so instinct to me and like just natural. It's just nuts. One of the things that I don't know if any of you guys ever played Sonic the Hedgehog 4, but Sonic the Hedgehog 4, especially episode 1, when that came out, why am I not getting down there? I'm totally forgetting how to get down there, and I thought I remembered everything. So Sonic the Hedgehog 4 came out, and one of the things, people were excited to play that game, of course, but one of the unfortunate incidents that happened with the release of that game was that the physics of Sonic was completely destroyed. It was nowhere near as good. Like the fact that if I spin dash and then jump while there's an angle that can make me jump higher, we'll be able to reach that higher ledge. That matters so much to me because I need to reach that higher ledge. And then Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was just the physics. Who's played Sonic the Hedgehog 4 and had to kind of go through those atrocious physics, at least of episode 1? I felt that modern day programmers didn't really know how to do that. And it wasn't until the Sonic community and their creators started really... Come on, I know this stage so well too. It wasn't until their community really started to like put what they can do into the Sonic games and say, hey, we can do that. I'm forgetting the guy's name who actually created Sonic 3 demo for Sega and was like, look, I can get this thing to work. Let's go. Like, what are you doing? And I can't believe. And also, Sonic Origins is the first re-release of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles since the 90s. And that happened because, if you don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you do know, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles had a lot of its music created by Michael Jackson, which was pretty awesome. You know, like to have the king of pop to create a lot of your music, but there were licensing issues with that. Oh man, I got nervous. Oh no. I'm gonna redo this stage. This game lets you redo a stage by using some of your coins. I'm gonna use the coins. I don't want to get too frustrated, but obviously I knew what I'm doing. And if you think I look like David Schwimmer, that's kind of funny. But I'm not a paleontologist or anything like that. Thanks for that comment. But let's get this Chaos Emerald and let's move on. We don't need to do this level 100 times. Can't believe I got hit. Can't believe I messed that up. Can't believe I messed that up. That is blasphemy to a longtime Sonic fan. I almost feel like I shouldn't like replay the stages. I should just know what I'm doing. But in the Genesis days, you couldn't do that replay of the stages. You had to try again. Now this is so tricky because of the way that the half pipe moved to places where you couldn't see where the rings were coming up. This was really a game of just like memory. And you couldn't like replay it right away because you could just remember like, oh, I know where the rings were when I played it that time. It's like, no, you had to find another goalpost and replay the same stage, and if you messed up, you were done. I think I got it this time. It was just that end portion that I messed up. Oops. But it's all good. But I'm so happy to see you guys like here. When it comes to any Shenmue 4 content, I definitely recommend watching Shenmue Dojo channel. They're good at posting weekly on Shenmue stuff. If you don't already know, I posted a video, music video specifically for Shenmue called Oh Shenmue on this channel, so you can watch it, and it has over 30,000 views, maybe 35,000 views at this point. It's not doing too bad at all. And it was just to raise awareness of Shenmue 4 and the fact, and give thanks to the fans that really want to see the fourth game. And hopefully, like, I don't want it to be the last game, but if there's little to no chance to get the last game, please let it happen. So we finally reached the end of Act 1. Now, what this game doesn't let you do, but what I used to do all the time, is after you go past the post, I would jump before this ending screen came up, and that would let me play around with this end screen that it doesn't let you do now, which when I tried it, I'm like, ugh, it kind of rips apart that nostalgic factor. Just a little bit. Ugh. Give me the rings. Rings, that's right. Also, did you know that something Game Gear came before the Game Gear version of Sonic 2 came before? I did know that. I remembered that it came out before the regular version of Sonic 2. But at the same time, it's like getting my hands on a Game Gear. I would do anything to do that, but I couldn't. No one I knew had a Game Gear, and those that I didn't get the game. Now this second stage, damn it. I hit it too soon, but I was so tempted. I can beat this stage in less than a minute. Normally. Like, I would just blaze through everything and get through it in less than a minute. And I could still do it to this day. But since we're going after the Chaos Emeralds, I'm taking it a little bit slow. And then after that, after I've got all the Chaos Emeralds, oh, it's on. It's on. In fact, what I might do is, if I get all the Chaos Emeralds or most of them by now, I would just go back to the beginning of the level and then just purposely blaze through it. Alright, let's see if I remember this special stage. I might. This might be one that has the where you have to go left and right like that. So 110 rings, that's 60 more. Kids today would find this so hard. They're like, I don't want to play this is boring. And I understand. Okay, so here's where they're in the middle, and then yes, that's where you have to just kind of, oh no, I messed that up. And then it's this side. And then you wait for that one. And then go that way. Whew! Almost messed that up. But I always thought of this like when I was much younger. This was like one of the tough ones that I'm like, I can't pass that level no matter what I do. Because it was just those constant things in the middle that would just kind of mess me up. Oh, wrong side. Oh, I missed the middle ones. I do not have this memorized. Oh. Oh. That would have sucked. That was pure, like, last minute reaction. Like, no! Don't hit me! But that was fun. Okay, so we've got 4 out of 7. I need 3 more, and we're only in Act 2. I used to be able to get them all before the ending of Act 2, but because it's been many years, I forgot where all the posts are. So, if we find another one, and this guy's just ready to, he's just waiting. Look at him. He's like, I'm gonna hit you with a coconut. Okay. I think there might be one that's pretty close to here. Now, this is where the physics is gonna help me. Boom. See? Jumped up here. Is there one up here that I passed? No. I think I'm way too far behind now. So I've gone too far. Hold on. Let's go up to that second level. Get the extra things here. Are there no more? I might have done it. No, I just might have. I don't know if there's any down there, but let's just hit this post. We'll get the rest in Chemical Plant Zone. I can go from there. But here we go. Next one. We will finish the story of Shenmue 4. In fact, I'm going to call it right now. Shenmue 4 will be out and available someday. We just got to keep up the promotion for it. Now on Shenmue 4's tweetathon is on the 4th of... Oh, darn. I missed. Shenmue 4 tweetathon coming on September 4th, so definitely don't miss that. I'll probably promote the music video again, just so that users who haven't seen the music video or know how passionate the fans are can actually see that, which would be nice. Okay, so we're cool. We're still doing good. We're still doing good. I'm kind of going by muscle memory here because I don't remember these stages. So I'm just letting my my hands take me where okay, let's go. Let's go. Go. Basically, my hands took me to this emerald because I did not remember that stage at all. Don's hazel, hazelnuts, huh? Yeah. If I feel slightly nauseous due to somebody saying hazelnuts on live stream, I apologize to everyone. This person knows what I'm doing. Riley. But here we go. Now, Robotnik. This is probably the easiest boss fight I've ever played in video games of any first stage whatsoever. So I treated him like really casually when I first played it. And I'm like, this was ridiculously easy. And in 1993, I was 12 years old. So I'm like 12 years old. Like this was easy. And I always one of the things I always love to do is pose Sonic as he's about to trip and fall on this thing. So he had 3 poses, like that one, and then that one. So he had 3 poses. A Chemical Plant Zone, the favorite amongst developers. Like whenever a Sonic game that brings you back to nostalgia is featured, they'll always be like, we gotta remix Chemical Plant Zone yet again. The level's fun, it's fast, it's one of the faster levels, which is cool. Because when Sonic 2 came out, they definitely want to feature like, we're faster than Super Nintendo we've got the speed that you're looking for and all that in a good video game because of blast processing, right? It was a Sega thing, Sega marketing ploy. That was semi-true, and it worked for me. At least in the playground, I would defend Sega Genesis by saying blast processing as if it was a thing. And to me, it was. It was. Look at how fast we're going. That's Sega Genesis right there. So it matters to me. And if you don't know what blast processing is, are you a Sega fan? I did not see one save post, and we're almost near the end, which is again muscle memory, but that's fine. We'll find them eventually. Okay, so 1 minute and 22 seconds. See, I jumped there because I'm just so used to coming back. Gotta find another goalpost. We have 3 emeralds to go, right? Was it 3 or 2? And I haven't died a single time. Again, muscle memory. But here we go. This level I do like. Oh, see, and I do know where the secrets are too, just by memory. But these coins that I'm collecting are something new that wasn't in the original game, like the coins in the bottom left. And when I saw that they were coins, I'm like, what do you mean coins? Coins, that's a Mario thing. But you could use those to do the things like we were using to like replay the special stages and all that stuff. So, but back in the day, it was just you had 3 tries or 3 lives, and you got extra lives if you found the secret to the extra lives, and then that's it. You were good. You were pretty much done. Okay. Let's see if I find a goal post here. Well, I'm not going down there. I forgot what's down there. Hello. But the one thing that I do remember about the chemical plant zone is I tried as much as possible to avoid like the acid water that's back there, that's down there. And because if I stayed towards the high portion, I almost never went into the acid water. We're in the second zone of chemical plant zone, and I still haven't gone underwater to hear that classic like that music that you're about to die. Well, let's get the 3rd Chaos Emerald. Now this one always reminded me of, I do remember this stage. It reminded me of, ooh, I didn't remember that, but it reminded me of like kind of like Sonic Adventure 2, which came out much later. But when I played Sonic Adventure 2, I was just kind of like the colors and stuff kind of remind me of one of the acts that you were playing Sonic Adventure 2 in the jungle. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get these rings. Let's get these rings. Did I get it? Did I get it? Okay, one more. How many left? 210 rings. That's a good 40. Ooh. Almost got hit. No, I don't remember this. But I got a lot of rings to go. Oh, 1. I just made it. 240 rings. First try, just made it. I don't know what I was doing. But, okay. We did it. Wait, I only need 1 more. That was kind of fast. Oh man, once I get Supersonic, you can kiss this game goodbye, because we're gonna blaze through it. Alright, so I've got 122 rings. Going back. Gonna go up there. Oh, now if you don't know, I think I know exactly where I am. So this is near the end of the stage, but instead of going there, I do this little hop to the secret area up in the back, and it is enemyless, and it's the final stage. This is the one right for the 7th Chaos Emerald. That's pretty definitive. 100 rings. Now we're gonna do this till we get it. Two more to go. That was close. I kind of messed that up a little bit. But 113. Now get 150 rings. Now what's this part? A lot of bombs. Oh no! I did not expect that. Okay, but I still survived. I only messed up once, but that was kind of random. Get 190 rings, so that's like 31 rings. And that's just like... You place them everywhere. Oh no! I need 10 more. I got him. I got him. I got him. I totally forgot about that stage, but here we go. So now I got all the Chaos Emeralds before the ending of Chemical Plant Zone Act 2. We got the rest of the game, and this is going to be a blaze because now I do not have to worry about getting any of the Chaos Emeralds. Because now I could just change it to Supersonic. I'll get the good ending no matter what. And this is gonna be a blaze. So one of the changes that they made to this game is that when you would get Supersonic, what would happen is that once you get 50 rings, you jump and then you would immediately turn into Supersonic. A change that they made for this version of the game is that you now have to press an additional button to turn into Supersonic. And I want to see if something works. Okay, it doesn't work. Oh no! And I died. I got a little too happy there. Now, there's this trick that used to work in the Sega Genesis version. It's not a hack, but if you got the stars, right? The invisibility stars. And you also had the ability to turn into Supersonic. If you got the invincibility stars first, then you turn into Supersonic. What would happen is that the invincibility stars that circle around you would not disappear. They would just stay on you while you were Supersonic. So it was almost like a level 2 Supersonic. And I guess they don't have that here. They just kind of got rid of it. You're gonna hear that song a lot when I play. Alright. He's pretty much done. And Supersonic was based on Goku, Dragon Ball Z. That's where the transformation idea came from. Which is kind of cool. You know, you kind of mix in Dragon Ball Z on with Sonic, which is pretty obvious that existed. But another thing that I would do too is if I had more than 50 rings and I would finish the stage, I would jump and get stuck in the middle of the air to to kind of just show a stuck running animation of Sonic in the middle of the air. Okay, I'm not having that. Hold on. I want to jump up there. Okay, here we go. See, that's where the physics come into play in Sonic, where you can use the physics to your advantage. Okay, I shouldn't have gone down here, but I'll say what the hell. Boom. Oh, see, now I can clip these walls here and go right back up. That's something a lot of people don't know when they play, is that there's ways to get around this stage. Anyway, bing, finished it, 54 seconds. Let's see if we can beat the next level or get to the end before a minute. I'm just gonna blaze through this. This is really nostalgic. If you want to keep on commenting and let me know what you think are better little hacks or tricks that you knew of this game if you played it back in the day that only work on the Genesis version and they definitely patched it out of this version. Let me know, because I'm already upset. Oh man, I just fell to the bottom. I was a little bit reckless here, but it's fine. Nope, not falling down there. Now, one thing that's cool about water with these physics is if you jump out from water, you get like an extra super turbo jump boost, which made it a lot easier to get to really high heights. If there's like a ramp in water, it's like, forget about it, you're gonna explode. And as you can see, I'm pretty much blazing through this level like it was nothing. Here's an extra thing here. There's a goal post. Get to the end. I jump to the top immediately, turn into Supersonic, and sorry, dude, you are the easiest to beat. The only thing I do is just wait for him to be vulnerable after his animations. So the drowning gave you anxiety. That's the thing, like, if you knew how they designed the levels themselves, the drowning would never happen if you knew just to stay at the top. You take your time, you stay in the top of the level, and then you're good. Then you can just make it through the whole level and be just fine. Now, Casino Night Zone was one of those levels that I never found as difficult. I just found it to be as addicting as gambling itself is. Because it was one of those levels where I wanted to get like just a few more coins, especially when I couldn't get all the Chaos Emeralds early on. I would play this game and gamble. I would gamble to get like 50 rings so that I can find a goal post. Not a goal post, but like a save post, and go from there. Exploring gets you in trouble in this game sometimes. That's why you had to be careful. But, you know, it is what it is. So, the way that the designers of the Sonic games in general, from Yuji Naka on forwards, the way they designed Sonic levels themselves was, if you stayed high and took the high route, you were going to have less danger, get more rewards, more rings, more everything, right? But if you went low, that's when you get into a lot more trouble. Alright, let's get into this wall right here. Boom. And if you went, and I was always up for like high rewards, so I wanted to be as high as possible. An interesting fact about Supersonic 2 is that when he spins in a ball, and you're going in that perspective, he's slower. He doesn't spin fast. He always wants to be in the animation of like flying. So if you like went into those like sections where you're like a pinball and then you load yourself and you go, Supersonic would slow down as a ball and then start running. Whereas if you were just regular Sonic, when you're as a ball, you just you were just going fast, and you would stay going fast. Boom! Come on! I'm supposed to be able to go up there. That's weird. I'm pressing the control in the Genesis version. It would bring me right up, like just like what I just did. That was kind of strange that it didn't do that immediately. But that's fine. Again, muscle memory here. So now there's another section up there that brings you to collect a lot of points right up there. And that's through here. Not through here, but there's I didn't want to land in here. It's like you gotta hit the spring to go over. Boom. Right here. And then from here, you run this way to get to that platform. You can try again until you get here, and then you just kind of fall here and collect a bunch of, get your score even higher. That was one of the things that I used to do all the time. There's like almost no point other than getting your score multiplied a bunch of times. Because again, I used to spend a ton of time in this level because it was just a level that led to so many points and so many good, opportunities to get the Chaos Emeralds and just get a high score. It was like, why would I do anything else? Alright, am I going to turn into Super Sonic? Sure. Let's get up. Now, Super Sonic, as fun as he is, platforming is not a thing for Super Sonic. You had to be very precise with him because you would basically fall off of anything that you're doing because accurate platforming is not a thing. So you'd almost were destined to fall to your doom if it had one of those instant kills. But here we go. Alright. Now we're almost at the end of the level. I took longer than I wanted to. There should be another. There you go. That was weird. Normally that would act pretty quickly. And I didn't need those stars at all. But maybe I could get more rings. More rings? That was cheap. I'm Super Sonic. I'm going to run out of rings. But whatever. We'll try our best. I don't need to. Come on. Come on. See, it's like accurate platforming is not a thing with Super Sonic. But it's easy. It's easy. Alright. We're done with Casino Night Zone. Now, one of my favorite zones when it comes to just overall construction is Green Hill Zone. Not Green Hill Zone, sorry. Hilltop Zone. And Hilltop Zone is coming up. And it's just, I like the way this zone was built. I liked the music. Now the music in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 was legendary. Definitely legendary. You couldn't beat it when it comes to it sounding so good. You couldn't imagine listening to this type of music on the Super Nintendo. It was just like, there's no point. It was just like, why would you do that? It's excellent the way it is. That's why when a lot of people compare, Super Nintendo had better music than the Sega Genesis. I vehemently disagreed all the time, and it's not just because of my Sega bias, which I admit I definitely do have a Sega bias. Hello. It was the fact that when you listen to sounds from the Sega Genesis, it shouldn't have annoyed you, but I could understand why it did, as there were some annoying lava sections. But when it comes to this, the music, I found that everything, at least from the Super Nintendo's audio chip, sounded like you were playing Super Mario, but a different soundtrack. And I did not like that. Everything just had the same type of sound to it. Although the voice sampling was better on the Super Nintendo, I will give it that. Everything else just sounded too much like Super Mario to me. Even if you listen to like Street Fighter and those things, I'm like, oh, I don't like the sound. when so I finished in less than 2 minutes. When I played this stuff though, they had a nice bass, nice beats to it. I love the drum kicks in most Sega Genesis soundtracks, which is why I preferred it. Though voice sampling was atrocious. Shenmue gameplay. Now, if you don't know, Red Heavens, I've played the entire Shenmue 1, Shenmue 2, Shenmue 3, all of the games back to back. I did that on my Twitch channel. And I did that on my Twitch channel a couple years ago. Sat down 3 times a week. I would stream for 2 hours and play the entirety of the series. I might do that again just as a refresher and kind of do things differently. But that took, I can tell you that I gave up a lot of my life just playing Shenmue and streaming it. It was not easy. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I just gotta plan it better because I live streamed them on Twitch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And some of those episodes are actually still in my YouTube channel. So if you look at my channel, there's a bunch of videos me streaming Shenmue gameplay, and it was fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was fun, but it just took a lot. Whereas like Sonic 2, I can finish this game pretty quickly, pretty easily. Obviously, I don't have Super Sonic at this point. Why did I do that? I didn't know. And oh, of course. Those are those cheap little deaths where I jumped onto a platform that was just about ready to lose itself. Oh, dude, I didn't mean to do that. Never mind. But here we go. Mass anxiety if you're afraid to get crushed. But I'm okay. I think there's something there. Oh no, there's nothing there. I done messed up. Oh. I did like this original Sonic music though. When you get the invincibility shield and the soundtrack, which was the original and in Sonic 2. Like that song, it got me. And then the Super Sonic song, even though it was on repeat like a million times over, it was a song that just did sound like you got superpowers. You're about to destroy. It was just exciting. It was just a great soundtrack. And let's beat Robotnik before he goes down. Boom. And he's done. Alright, so it took less than 3 minutes. I'm not doing a speed run, by the way, of this. No way would I ever be able to do a speed run on this. So when I first played like these stages, this was one of the stages that was the last one I could get to before I lost all my lives and got game over. Before I got good. Now, Mystic Cave. I didn't particularly like this stage too much because it was very, like, everything was just the same. But I love the music. The music in this was just so good. And I would put it on during Halloween because it was just such an appropriate kick-ass song. Like, and you can't tell me that you don't agree. It's just a good song. So good that screw Super Sonic. I am so about listening to this song and getting through the stage. Oh, damn. Nope, not going down there. Now, there's a little bit of history with this stage too. When they were developing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, there were plans to create an extra level called Hidden Palace Zone that would be hidden in a secret area here that led to a completely different stage. Now, they never finished. It was partially still in the cartridge, but they never fully finished Hidden Palace Zone. So they just removed it from the game because they developed Sonic 2 pretty darn quickly. So if you just play this game on the original Genesis, there is no Hidden Palace Zone. So Delulu, if you used to play this game, and you watched it, and like you were good at it, if I remember correctly, I'm about to show you something because they decided, at least for this version of the game and for the mobile versions, to include Hidden Palace Zone, a zone that was supposed to be in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it's gonna look pretty different. I just have to remember where the entrance is, and then take us into it. So I'm just gonna go by a specific path and see if I got it right. And if I don't, then we don't go to Hidden Palace Zone. But my mission is to go to Hidden Palace Zone. So I'm not gonna rush through this level. I'm gonna see if I can find Hidden Palace Zone. Oh, I almost ate it there. And yeah, there's a ton of like unfinished versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that have been out there. There was a Nick Arcade version of Sonic 2 as well, I think. That's... Oh no, here it is. Ah! I fell into Hidden Palace Zone. So, I found it, but then I'm like, oh crap. I'm supposed to go here. So this is Hidden Palace Zone, which a lot of these assets were already developed and in the original Sega Genesis Sonic 2 cartridge, which you can get into it if you actually hack the data of the cartridge. But they went ahead and finished Hidden Palace Zone, which I thought was pretty cool. So I know for a darn fact that if you never played these newer versions, but you played the classic, that you're looking at this right now and saying, what the heck is this? This is Hidden Palace Zone, exclusively on the newer versions of Sonic 2. And if you think, oh, they just made it new. Nope, this was developed back in the early 90s. They just didn't finish it. So they decided, okay, let's actually, the new developers, which were all about, you know, preserving nostalgia, but also not modernizing it, but like being faithful to the classics, said, let's bring it back. And if you look at the level select, I forget if it's Sonic 2 or Sonic 3, they actually do mention hidden. Well, Sonic 3 and Knuckles actually had a Hidden Palace Zone that was totally different. But I think they did it because they're like, you know what, we never finished Hidden Palace Zone. Let's make a true Hidden Palace Zone, which is nice. Look at that green chaos. And here we are. So I'm not too familiar with this level at all because it's new even to me. It doesn't bring nostalgia to me. It's more kind of like nostalgic feeling because I'm playing an old game, but it's new. And I'm sure you've never seen this Robotnik, but it doesn't matter because he's gonna last 30 seconds. But nope, we didn't finish Mystic Cave Zone in the traditional way because we went into Hidden Palace Zone. So what's up, guys? Now I will have a drink to celebrate the classic. Cheers to everyone watching. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And now we're going to Oil Ocean Zone. Now, Oil Ocean Zone is in... This zone was actually remade in the game Sonic Mania. But the way they remade Ocean Zone, they let you use a fire shield from Sonic 3. And if you fall in the oil, with the fire shield, you set the water on fire, which was pretty cool. But this was one of the zones that I couldn't stand. It just was so tedious. The music was not great in my opinion. And it was just, I don't want to wait for an elevator. Can we just get to the end? That's how I thought. Okay, where am I going? Where am I going? Okay, this solves nothing. Okay, I see. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's finish this level. Oh, that was not fun. That was not fun. Okay, I am probably going backwards at this point. Hello? What? Okay. To go back and then forward. Get on the elevators. I'm trying to rush too much and then this level gets annoying with its elevators. It's like, let's go, let's go. But no, you gotta wait for an elevator. But I don't want to wait. I'm all about like, let's get higher, further, faster. And then, okay. Oh man, I want to dodge that, but it is what it is. Some of the physics were changed in this. Let me just go the right way, just so it doesn't say you're going backwards. Because again, some of the places here you couldn't go where you wanted to 100% of the time. Because it's like, no, you gotta follow this specific path, get on an elevator, and I'm like, just to know what way I'm supposed to go. Just to get on one of these things again. Now I get it was cool to look at. It's like, oh, I'm being thrown around, and you needed to use that to get past certain sections, but there was a point where I was like, let's just go. Anyway, wish I had something cool to show you. Now I do have this. Almost knocked down my light. I just happen to have. I was actually thinking about playing this game, Mickey Mania, on a live stream, but I've done that already. One of my first videos on this channel was playing, Mickey Mania, Timeless Adventures of Mickey Mouse, which I love. That game is just one that I consistently pick up and play. I will say that I have not done that with Sonic 2. Sonic 2, I haven't fully played Sonic 2 from beginning to end in years. So that's why a lot of these things that I'm doing, I'm kind of like, where was I supposed to go? What was I supposed to do? So I'm just going by memory, and I stopped looking at the game because I was looking at the chat to see where the heck I was. Okay. I need rings. I need Supersonic. But I'm so glad I don't have to chase rings. I want to get up there. Oh man. I guess the fan is not going to let me up there. I guess the one good thing about playing this game with all the emeralds already is that I don't have to stress that right now. I'm even forgetting the fact that I'm live streaming. Like, if you guys weren't here, I would be talking to myself like this. You find it's the only difference is that I got a camera on and it's like paying attention to me. If not, I'd be like, oh man, I really messed that up. There go my rings. I'm gonna have to beat Robotnik without Supersonic, which I can do. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, let's just get through this as fast as possible. 2 minutes too long in this particular level. Okay. Oh man, I am really not going to be Supersonic at the end of this. Boom. My cousin and I, when we would get the the shield. We would call it a womb. It's like, did you get the womb? Yeah, I got the womb, and he still hit me, so I lost the womb. Alright, let's beat Robotnik in a few seconds. Oh man, I didn't expect that. Usually, when I would play this game, I would beat Robotnik before these things came out. Because I would have just jumped on him and just hit him enough times. Oh man, I'm not doing well. What is happening? Okay, laser boy, shoot me again. And now I'll be patient rather than trying to rush. And I think Metropolis Zone comes after this. A lot of people do not like Metropolis Zone from what I've seen. It's supposed to be... Metropolis Zone was kind of modeled after the original last stages in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 that came out in 1991, a year before this. So it was like, okay, it was supposed to be representative of, oh man, I made it up to like Robotnik's Fortress. This is like the last stage, like, you know, I'm almost beating the game. And then they threw you in for a little bit of a loop. And I consider it an okay stage. A little boring. Because it's also one of the only stages, if not the only stage, that has 3 acts instead of 2. Which was surprising for most. But then they were like, of course that's going to be the case because it's going to be the case because what do you call it? It's like one of the last most important stages. Now this has a lot of cheap cheap ways to get hit. Like it's almost like inevitable. You can't see the characters coming after you in time. And you would just get hit constantly. It's like, come on, I had no chance of knowing that would be there. Of course. Oh no! I don't remember this stage, but that sucks. Okay, let's just... Everything hit me. This stage really beats you up. They hit you every chance they can get. Nope. Damn it. How did he do that? I think that's my first legitimate death. That's how you know they designed this stage to really be cheap with the ways that they can hit you. Like, is there really much that you can do to avoid getting hit by that guy? Probably not. That's why I'm like, they give you a lot of rings. There's no shortage of rings, but come on, there should have been a way to not get hit by those cheap deaths. And then these screws were a little bit annoying because you just have to just run and wait. But at least it slows you down a little bit from the frustration of constantly getting hit. Then you gotta watch for the spikes. Oh damn, I wanted those rings. So what I could do to get that is if you leave the stage, oops, not gonna mess with him. If you leave the area, a lot of things have to reload and then you can just kind of get ready to go. Classic programming, you can tell where they tried to fix a lot of glitches. And I don't like that. Oh, hi stars. I guess I might as well run up. So this is kind of funny because they had that praying mantis type of guy to kill you there. Muscle memory told me that was gonna be there. That's why I'm like, oh, that's there. That would have been handy if I needed it for Chaos Emeralds, but we got them all. Which I'm gonna turn them. Oh no! I had 50 rings and I just totally messed that up. Oh, that was a cheap. This is why I need Super Sonic. It has been a while since I played this. It definitely has been a while. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, of course. This round does suck. This is why they set me up for that one. Oh, wait. There's a secret here. Oh, mother! They set me up. Hold on. There's a secret that I'm trying to get. It's a certain way you fall. And you hit a certain platform that comes up. I almost want to kill that guy based out of principle, but never mind. I'll just keep going. The secret would probably be what? More rings? Not necessary. Anyway, we got through Act 1 after that punishment. Let's get through Act 2. That took me 4 minutes. Let's see if I can hang on to 50 rings. I'll go a lot faster. I'll definitely go a heck of a lot faster. Oh no, and I can hang on to... Alright, can I get the... Yes, I got all my rings back that I lost. Okay. Let's not screw this up. Do. What I used to do is I used to pretend I'd talk like Sonic like that when I was younger. Oh no! You son of... I was just getting all those rings. Oh, of course. Cheap deaths everywhere. And it's like we're gonna get you no matter what. Like there's no way you're ever hanging on to your rings. Oh no. I couldn't even hang on to the woman. Alright, we've only have 7 rings to go. Can I hang on to... Yay! Mama, we hit the jackpot. Let's turn into Super Sonic before it's too damn late and speed through this death trap of a level. Okay, but platforming's a thing, so even though I'm Super Sonic, sometimes you gotta take it slow. And then I'll still spot out all the cheap deaths where they come in. It's cheap death. I don't think there's anything there. Another cheap death, another cheap death. It's like they want to take your rings no matter what you do. Platforming for Super Sonic is difficult. We'll try again. Go through here. There we go. Bang, bang, bang. I'll get that just in case I run out of Super Sonic's power. Jump up. Go through this loop thing. What's interesting about that loop thing too is that if you don't jump in the middle of it, you don't go inside of it, and then you can fall out. Which I think they fixed that in Sonic 3. But we got through Act 2, so if you're playing this for the first time, you're like, Act 2? What happened to the boss? And then you're like, Act 3 or Zone 3? What the heck? I don't want to play this boring level again. But you had to. And that was torture for me. I was like, I've been here way too long. Because as a kid, it didn't take you 3 or 4 minutes. Even as an adult, if it's your first time playing this, you're like, oh, that was torture. Wait, there's more. Oh, please, no. Where's the save? So, that was another thing that was torture, is that as a kid, there was no save. Oh man, that was so cheap. As a kid, there was no save option. You just popped in the cartridge and you had to play it until you beat it. Because if you turned the console off, you had no save. There were no passwords either. It was just you played Sonic 2 till you got as far as you could. So playing Sonic 2 meant playing the same early stages over and over again until my parents would say, shut it off and do your homework, or like play outside, stop playing video games, or I would squeeze in a couple hours at night when they don't know I'm playing. But even then, it's like, how much can you really play? We started playing at around 3:40. Been playing an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm gonna see if I can squeeze or time this right so I can. Alright, I timed that. So I've been playing an hour and 20 minutes. That would be too long, and we're not even at the full end of the game, and it's like, alright, you gotta shut it off because of whatever comes up. So getting good at games, you had to back then, or you could. What's another option? Like leave it on, but then you know someone's gonna either turn on the TV and turn off the console on you, or some other thing that would happen. Oh man, what were the? Come on, come on! Ugh, I swear, this is annoying. I'm even getting sweaty now, just kind of playing this game. But like back then, it was just, you had to get good, and you got good in the early stages because we played them so often just to try to get better. I'm thinking I'm supposed to go up into the right. Yeah. Oh man, another cheap hit. Another cheap hit. Another cheap hit. These guys are everywhere. I'm probably not going to get supersonic. Now, I think we're approaching towards the end of this stage. Thankfully, this stage really, this is real torture. Gosh, I haven't played this in so long. I do remember this part. Ooh. Did you know that these star things, you can actually defeat them before they explode? But because they're in the wall, because they were in the wall, they become harder to hit. But you can actually do them. So look at that, we're towards the end. I've got 4 rings, which to me, when I had at least 1 ring, let alone 4, I got a whole 10. It's like I'm invincible, because I'm always going to get 1. Alright, this is where you have the multiple eggs. And it's all about timing here. You know, because you don't want to get hit by those rotating eggs. So you just gotta... Those imitation Eggmans. Or Robotniks. But I do it easily. And then he starts shooting the laser. And then he's not. So, easy. It used to be a challenge. I'd say this boss was a challenge, but even though I haven't played it in like ages and I didn't have any supersonic, I'm like, easy. I don't play it that much, but that's why coming back to nostalgic games when like you play it, it really does kind of emphasize like you really learn how to play these games. Now, here we go. Sky Chase Zone. I used to do so many like hacks on the Genesis version of this level that no longer work in the new version, which stinks, because I did like to do my little tricks on here. What I would do is get on these, and then I would make Tails' plane go down or up. When you would press down, he would actually fly down, but they removed that. And now he just kind of stays there when you hit up or down. He doesn't move. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to jump. Oh well. And I will not turn into supersonic because I used to collect enough rings in the later portion of this level and turn into supersonic and run off the plane. And oh man, here I am trying to do my habit. That was like my little hack, and I can't do it anymore. There was no reason to remove that, which upsets me. if you have the Genesis version or an emulated version of the Genesis version, try it out. It works. It's pretty fun. Now this level, the Flying Fortress, is going to be one of the shortest levels that we're going to play before we get to the last level. So it's just so easy for me. I destroy it. Boom, 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 bang. See, the Sky Chase Zone, I did like it because it was a nice, interesting twist, and it actually improved the story, because when I'm playing this game, I'm like, oh snap, we're chasing Robotnik in this cool, like, Sky Chase level. Like, this is getting a lot more interesting than your basic Super Mario World left to right thing or hidden place or whatever. This is really cool. So on this portion, I just hold right. I don't jump, we just run across, which I did like doing that. I didn't wait for it to jump, you just hold right and then it goes on. You guys might have known that, maybe not, I don't know. But okay, not going there. Boom. Turn into Supersonic, get up on this platform, hit that, go up here, and then go up here, go up to the top. I skipped a bunch of the level in just a few seconds, which is how I play this game. It's just, no, we're not gonna do this the traditional way. I'm bypassing 90% of this level. Jump over that. Get that. So if you want to experience the full level, not gonna happen. And let's, oops, go here, boom, boom. Then right there, and we made it to the end of the level. Like, I skipped the whole level, practically. I'm sure speedrunners do that too, but I never watched a speedrunner thing like that. Boom. Gone. So, extra life. What it used to be. Another interesting thing about this is if you were Supersonic, when you reach that portion, you can stay as Supersonic when you had debug mode on, but your quills will be normal. So you'd still be glowing like Supersonic would, but your quills would be normal. The other thing too is that even though it looks like you're moving in this portion, it was the background layer that was moving. Sonic and the spaceship, or the spaceship, were not moving at all. It's just staying still, and you can see those background layers moving in when you have the debug mode on in Sonic 2, and I just did like go everywhere. It was so interesting. So, but for a story perspective, oh man, you're now in space. Oh, you're in the Death Egg. I used to totally cheat and just give myself the Supersonic here, but I don't have the ability to do that, so we're gonna have to beat him with no rings. Boom. I beat this Mecha Sonic pretty quickly. And then I like the fact, oh, we're chasing him now. First time I played this, I was like, oh, that's nuts. Okay, no rings. I think they changed up this boss a little bit from when I used to play him. I hit him a bunch of times, but I used to hit him just once. Oh no, I jumped too late. I got too greedy. Time to do it again. That was the other thing, like, I barely would have lives, and then you have to do the whole fight over again with Mecha Sonic and him with no rings. So I'm doing, this is muscle memory too, just same. But I got so used to like having debug mode on and like just playing them without any with rings, that it was always like strange to actually fight them with stakes, with the fact that, you know, you have to hit them with no rings. I'll just let him do that before I hit him. It's like, let's play carefully. Normally I would beat him by now, but I'm like, no, it's been a while. Let's not play. I played that last one. And that's it. He runs out. Yay! I beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Did I get a trophy or anything like that? Because I haven't beaten it like this, I think, in so many years. That was fun. It was nostalgic. It was a little nostalgic romp. It reminded me of just being a kid, sitting down in a room, not getting interrupted, which was rare, and just enjoying the process of just playing video games on a TV or on a system with a control in hand and just escaping the world. Now this ending I did love. I love the fact that Sonic could fly. Like I was like, yes. And a lot of people didn't realize this, but I realized this with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now those flickies, which appeared in Sonic 3D Blast, those flickies are blue, not black, if you beat it without the Chaos Emeralds, but they're black when you have the Chaos Emeralds. Now, where they're going, and we didn't know this at the time, but they're going to the island where Knuckles is from, because they're still chasing Robotnik. That's why he had that mad face, which I never really thought about. And then when Sonic 3 came out, I'm like, oh, it's continuing from Sonic 2. That is so awesome. That's why he was supersonic. Flew to that island, and then he got knocked out by Knuckles, and the story continued. So I thought that was pretty fun and pretty amazing. This music that's playing right now, it's kind of low, but I can listen to it just fine. It is amazing because it's a remix of like most of the levels, whether it was 2-player and 1-player mode, and I would listen to that soundtrack when I was younger, just because I thought the mix was pretty cool, and that was nuts. So I did like that. The things you learn from Manny, yeah. I know a lot about this gaming stuff. At least the development with a lot of, like, especially my favorite games that I enjoyed. Like, did you know I'm holding Mickey Mania? Mickey Mania, one of my favorite games, and it's such a it could get pretty challenging if you're first playing the game or whatever. After a while it gets easy too. It's kind of like Sonic 2 got easy for me. But one of the developers of Mickey Mania, I forget his name, but he went on to go from this to God of War. So he actually directed the original God of War on the PlayStation 2 years later, which is such an interesting dichotomy, from going from like what seems to be a kid's game to God of War, which is anything but. You know, it earns that MA17 rating. The other interesting things about games back then too, a lot of people know what the ESRB is, which is the standard ratings board system for video games. Now I don't think this is ESRB. This might be before that, or maybe not, but this has got a rating on it, the bottom left level. But Sega, for its games, had its own rating system before that happened. See this cutscene right here? This cutscene, it shows the Death Egg landing on an island. And then Robotnik kind of stomping like mad. But that landing on an island, that cutscene there, it did not happen in the original Sonic 2, in the Genesis version. But this shows like there's like a creature there. From what I remember, if I remember correctly, I don't think they ever showed the Death Egg crashing on another island, like what we're seeing here. Let's get a larger view of this cutscene. That's the island where Knuckles is at, and then the story continues in Sonic 3. So that was it. New content available. Unlocked new content. That was pretty cool. Pretty fun. Thank you guys for joining me on this wonderful live stream. It was nice to get in touch with a lot of you again. Thank you for joining me. Delulu, Ren of Heavens, always a pleasure. It was no news on Shenmue IV. Thanks for joining, and everyone else who joined. Thorsten, as always, Camille, and everyone else in the Shenmue community, which I will do an interesting live Shenmue stream, which I've done before, in the near future. But I just wanted to take some time Saturday, give you new content, and then have a nice talk with you guys, and of course, be all nostalgic. But as always, if you're watching this after the live stream, thank you for watching as well, and I would definitely appreciate you hitting that like button. My channel has grown from 1,400 in just a couple of, like a month, from 1,400 to now we're over 5,000 subscribers, which I thank all of my new subscribers. You guys are amazing, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna become a huge channel, and if we make it that big, we are going to be able to deliver larger message to the Shenmue community, to a bigger Shenmue community, and create them, because that's what we want to do. We bring them in with other games, we lure them in, and then we can hopefully get another Shenmue when that larger fan base follows it as well. But enough of that. I'm going to leave your Saturday happy Labor Day weekend. And as always, you can make my day if you subscribe to Dace's Magnus. And I'm out. And I'll see you guys next time.